Greetings and salutations, everybody. I have just realised that's on the wrong tab. Greetings in Italian versions of rugby. Okay, great stuff, subtitles. You win again. It's not sucking too badly. Okay, let's get into the game and click continue. We are on to... Oh, by the way, I'm Karen Russmore. Welcome to my channel. Anybody who's here? Hey, Geeks for Good. The beautiful boy. Do you mean K-Bot, the little mascot for the channel? Yeah, if you actually go over to my YouTube channel, you'll actually see the second image of K-Bot as he's been done up for Command and Conquer. I'm not streaming that live, mainly because it's too frantic sometimes concentrating on the game and the chat, so it's being released after the fact. I'm recording it and seeing it on, it's releasing it on YouTube. If anybody wants to watch me flail at Command and Conquer. So where were we? We had just taken out the Stag Lord. Valerie is a beast of a tank. I have next to no healing. I've killed the Stag Lord, and now I'm not entirely sure what I can do from here. Because I tried sneaking out the back way, but you can't sneak out from this side. I have got a bunch of healing potions. So let's have Emery just neck a bunch of healing potions until she's looking not dead. 2 hit points, another 2 hit points. Great stuff, great rolls here. Way to start off the stream. I'm pretty sure they do more than 2. What are these supposed to do? These are supposed to do 1d8 plus 1. I just rolled a 2, a 2, a 3, and a 2. So first 4 rolls of the game is 3 natural 1s and a 2 on a d8. Great start, great start. Come on, get something above. There we go. Oh, that's rough numbers. Yeah, no, Geeks for Good, have I not told you that I am just 100% terrible rolls? It is hilarious viewing, but it doesn't matter what kind of dice rolls they are. It can be Roll20, it can be fantasy grounds, it can be real dice, it can be video games, just all the natural ones. That's just taken 8 healing potions to get her up. Less than 40 hit points. And on a d8, average is 3.5, 7, 14, 28. She should have been up like at least 28 hit points. Oh no, plus the ones, that's another 8. So yeah, she should be a lot healthier than she is, but okay, I'm done wasting hit points, potions on her. Hey, Crit Commissions. Crit Commissions, by the way, is the brilliant artist who does my mascot. So if anybody needs any artwork doing, message them either here or on Facebook. Crit Commissions, feel free to give out links. Ali Warner, hey, welcome. GM from my Tuesday games. Again, can confirm best of the bad dice rolls. Leo last night rolled a natural 1 on the death saving throw. Oh, gee, yeah. That's always the worst way to go, I find, when it's just a dice have it in for you and just rolling a 1. Especially when nobody really expects it. There's some games, British Bumbershot will be sort of like one to confirm that, it's sometimes where it's all like, yeah, there's games where you expect somebody to die and it's not really going to come as a surprise if somebody dies. But no, the natural 1 in D&D is rough. Especially if it is one of them opportunities where it's like everybody has a chance, but it's like, no, they've got another round in them. And then before the time is just like, bleh. Yeah, well, that's why I love Magic Missile, is I don't have to aim the damn things. I have cast Magic Missile and done 1 on all the dice. That's been bad. Okay, so I'm a little bit stuck because while the main contingency is dead and some people around the sides are dead, there's a group out here on the map that just murders me. Even when I'm fully prepared. I am in no way fully prepared. I love how the washing is still damp. That's a nice touch. It's dripping. I think it was raining earlier, maybe? Either that or it's fresh laundered.
All according to plan.
Alright, so there's no way out this way. Let's see if I can sneak down. See, that's going to push us out that way a little bit.
In due time.
No. Alright. See, yeah, I think this is supposed to be a choke point where you can't get past it. Because there was the owlbear just up over here, who unfortunately died after doing so well for me. Has anybody got any junk? Oh yeah, I've already raided these. So I think it's gonna have to be a case of sneaking out of here and saying, screw you guys, I'm gone. No? No, actually I'm just gonna scout up. I'm lawful good. So where are these? So they're a bit further away than okay, I might be able to get people out this way. Oh, there's a guy there. He's just a bandit though. He doesn't have any fancy schmancy names. I did not see them, guys. That's a brawler. That's bad news for me. Okay, run away. Run away. That's step 1 to my cunning plan.
Inimosi Travisi.
Consider me provoked.
Let us strike as one!
Tear them apart!
Ona Adadanon.
And I'm back. I have no idea what causes it. He just keeps dropping the mic sort of like really early on into the session, and it's there. I can see it on OBS, and it's bouncing up and down with my voice. But for some reason, halfway through playing, it just drops it. So, not sure where you all got up to. Oh yeah, you're stuck in the camp. Yes, I am stuck in the camp. I'm all for murdering him. Them? Who's them? Me or them? I'm guessing you mean them, but this is dangerous, you know. Is that alchemist to be seen? No, the alchemist cannot be seen. So just concentrate on the brawler. We've seen him command and conquer. Now it's time to divide and conquer. With a bit of luck, hopefully we'll be able to take out these people.
Serves you right.
If not, I might have to reload a few times and try and figure out exactly how I'm going to get out of this one. Telekinetics for slightly more damage on that guy. Chiron, come back and backstab that guy. Nice, okay, so he's looking a little bit worse for wear. And still having difficulty hitting Valerie. That's what we like to see. Still slightly concerned there's an alchemist out there. But there he is. Okay, now he's in range. He's going to start throwing bombs. They're going to start hurting, especially for those of us who are low decks. But we're going to murder him with the spellcasters. Okay, murder him with the spellcasters. Ooh, can I daze? No, he's too high level to daze. Alright, I have a wand for nothing. I thought I had a wand of screams. I guess that's no longer a thing. What wands do you have? True Strike or Magic Missile? Caster level 3, third level is 2 missiles, 1d4. Plus 1 or a 1d4 plus 1. Yep, screw it. Magic Missile. He's immune to my... Oh, he cast shield, didn't he? Oh, good. Yeah. Alright. We won't be casting Magic Missile. I love the way that the chat... the subtitle is all like, call me Danny? Call Danny? What? Also, that's really far behind. Okay, take out... No, can we move... What's my acrobatics like? So take out that guy, finish this guy, and then move on to the alchemist. Ooh.
Do not falter.
That's a bit rough. If you guys could finish this guy off. There we go. Right, now move around. More firebombs incoming. I really do not like those people. Right, Tristan. Ooh, scroll of remove blindness. I wonder if I've got a scroll of cause blindness. Remove blindness, reduce person, snowball, scorching ray. Can be used as character, but it's one of his domain spells, so I'm not entirely sure if that's correct. No, he does not have cause blindness. Oh well, do what you always do and miss. Lindsay will be going with the crossbow. There we go. And Octavia giving up on the magic missile for now. Yeah, no, it's not the fact that he missed, it's the fact that he cast shield, and in both Pathfinder and D&D, it's very much a case of shield means that you don't get to do your damage with magic missile.
Stay behind me.
It's a nice touch, but at the same token, a little bit annoying when you're kind of relying on magic missile to make sure you do some damage before this guy just murders everybody. Come on. Nope. Do kind of wish that it didn't refocus on people. No.
You can't stop me.
There we go, that's a little more damage. Okay. I'm currently out for the count. Can you finish off a bandit? Nope, you can't. Attack. And move. Now let's see you throw some bombs at Amory. Okay, you did do. That wasn't very nice. That's a miss. Come on. That's a miss. And scroll again, and hey, I'm just going to continue lying there, pushing up the daisies.
Do not falter.
Come on, Valerie, you can get around. Yeah, even just the plain ordinary shield spell in D&D will make you immune to magic missile. It was really funny because I managed to aggravate a GM with that one time because it was I was playing a wizard. And they had a wizard, and it's like, leave the wizard to me, I'll take care of the magic missile.
Won't kill me.
Because it's a good idea, because I can't roll dice. And so she decided to counterpoint with magic missile, at which point I counterpointed with shield. At which point, it just got... There we go. Escalating up to the point where we were just casting spells at each other. Good fun. Acid flask, alchemist fire. I didn't mean to pick up that crossbow because it's useless. Great sword is cheap, long sword is cheap. Okay, there we go. Right, let's regroup back here. So every frontline person is looking rough. But I have a feeling I might be able to sneak out now.
No mistakes.
So let's drink a couple of these. Healing potions. Not great, but a little bit better. Let's see if I can pay attention to this time. So there's one guy by the gate, I believe. Back to sneaking. Sneaky, sneak. Yeah, there's three guys by the gates, but nobody's named, so they're just cheap shots. If I bring everybody up round this way... oh, there's a wolf. There's two wolves. Move the boxes. Screen went black. Oh yeah, that's... It's interesting. Moving the boxes basically got everybody gathered around. You've got slightly better thievery skill than I do. We got ourselves a magical cloak of resistance +1. And a glaive. Okay. It's a glaive +1, so it's not too bad. Right. There's 4 ferocious wolves over there. See, I don't mind retreating and coming back a little bit for this. But I think I am going to have to... Because one other alternative that I have thought about, but I'm not a massive fan of, is trying to rest in the Stag Lords' den. It might be an option. Might be.
You deserved it.
Rage, charge, murder. Didn't quite murder him, I don't think. How many hit points does he have left? He started on 15 and she just hit you for bleeding orcs. Valerie, you can also charge up to this guy. With you, it's not so much the hitting, it's more the fact that it gets you in position. There's another natural one. Octavia, go for that guy because you'll get your sneak attack bonus. Watch out! For great stuff, Here, that's another 2 1s and a 2 on a 3 dice. Right, and I am going to drop out of stealth because it's slowing me down and move up. And can I stab this guy?
Calculated risk.
I cannot. Yeah, okay, Lindsay. Yeah, this guy. Nope. He just expired because he was low on health anyway. Take out that guy. Oh, another natural bleeding one. Come on.
Stay behind me.
Nope. Tristan. It's a round of misses, people. Come on, Octavia. You touch AC. There we go. That's a nice hit. Bum, ba, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, make with the murder.
This will hurt.
Nice. Come on, keep it up, keep it up. There we go. Okay, drop out of combat. Check these bodies over, because, you know, loot. And then quickly save it again. And we're just gonna sneak out, because I've not even cleared the outside of this place this time. I was so like, okay, rather than burn myself out on the zombies and burn myself out on these guys, I figured go straight in, go for the guy's throat. Yeah, I've got a clear path now that these guys are out of the way. I wasn't sure if I was going to, because it could have been sort of like 3 on the inside, 3 on the outside. Right, I am going to go to the adventure map. Let's just double check. Nothing standing out as particularly fancy. So leave. And then I'm just going to rest up and then save it and turn around and go back in. Because I do really kind of want to clear the place. Just because it'd be nice to actually get the experience, and also if it's like, if I get the feeling that it's going to become our base camp, and it can't really become your base camp if you've still got the zombies and the rest of it going on. Do we have any better food? No, I don't think so, not at the moment.
Why is Ragonga so... Ragonga? I love him terribly, but can he be just a tiny bit less Ragongarian?
Ragonga, by the way, is one of the other NPCs that you can have join your party. Okay, got the pitiful amount of healing that everybody gets, but Tristan should now have all of his spells back. Let's re-enter this location. So how's everybody doing today, by the way?
Share your troubles.
Right, so let's check your spells. Why do you have a cure moderate wound still prepped? I don't know, but let's give that to Amri. Don't need lesser restoration for the moment, so just going to give that to Chiron as a healing spell. And then we're going to Bonded Holy Symbol, recharge the Cure Moderate Wounds, and give it to Valerie. That has got everybody looking a little bit better. Was going to ask what was the music you had at the top of the stream. It's actually just the loading screen for Pathfinder Kingmaker. All I do is actually have the game running in the background. You just don't see it until I actually click onto it. So that's the music. I don't think they're going to sue me because it's basically just part of the game anyway. So they'd sue me for the whole game, and there's plenty of streamers out there. So I don't think they're going to do that. That said, you've always got to be a little bit paranoid about these things. But easier to ask for forgiveness than it is permission. Right, before I go around that way, I'm going to go in and I'm going to take care of that really annoying party just inside the gate. It's probably going to mess me up a little. But I do kind of want to finish looting this place. Right, let's see if I can't scout out a bit so I can see them before they see me. But yeah, with D&D games, it's like I'd be tempted to get more music in going, but at the same token, I'm not very good at concentrating on 6 million things at once, and these guys appear to be gone. Unless they patrolled around a little?
In due time.
Okay. So they might have left now that they know everybody's dead. I'm still gonna rob the place blind, however, and just go double check on them walls. Some of the goods are stained with blood. It's not hard to guess the sad fate of their owners. And got milk. So yeah, now that they're out of the way, I'm no longer worried about moving around. Ooh, engraved bracelets. Merchant stuff. Get ready for battle against the wolves. Oh, there's a path to the south. Okay, did not see that. Who's this? Chiron. Okay, stab that guy. These I don't think are very difficult. Animal to skills perception is 1012. That's some perception skill. But yeah, I tend not to do music for my D&D games or for my role-playing games simply because it's like I got a million and one things else going on. If anybody wants music or background music, they could do so. I don't care if somebody else wants to take care of that, but nobody else seems to volunteer. Not that I really asked for too many volunteers. Are you going to come the same way? Yes, you are. Okay, great stuff. Everybody's at the tank and the...
Let us strike as one.
Amory, that's the person I'm trying to think of their name. Okay, move a little bit away because I don't want them flanking and eating and murdering the cleric. You can't actually back up. That is not a... You are not in a happy place.
This is for you.
Did not mean to cast a spell. That's why I switched to the weapon. But luckily they missed on the opportunity attack. Kill that guy. And we got one wolf left. Alright, Lindsay, back up a little just to be sure. And kill the wolf. Hey, called it. I thought to do party tokens for everyone for our digital... I have background music for Starfinder work to good effect. As a player, I can verify we lazy, though I do make party tokens for everyone in the digital games. Yeah, that's the thing. To a certain degree, it's what people are good at. I am not good at music. I am not good at art, and I'm barely a very good storyteller. But nobody complains about my D&D game, so I must be doing something right there, I guess. Murder Sauce, I do believe, is music related. Making custom music for a scene that might not even happen sounds like too much work. Oh yeah, I don't run D&D anymore. I tend to run Starfinder these days. I mean, I could run music adjacent. Yeah, I don't run D&D much these days. Mainly, it's not a case that I can't run D&D, and I've been tempted to get back into it, doing some either D&D or Pathfinder too. Just because I'm missing running a fantasy game. But at the same token, anybody who runs multiple systems will attest to this. It gets confusing in your head when they're very similar systems and all three of them, Pathfinder, regardless of edition, D&D, and Starfinder, have very similar rules. So, you know, trying to run all three. Yeah, 3.5 and Starfinder knowledge blends together. I've not actually played 3.5, but I think that it's very similar to Pathfinder. And even then, it's sort of like there's a lot of, you know, it's asking for a dex save when it's actually a reflex save, or, you know, the list of skills. No, I do find that if it's a completely different system, it can work a little bit better in people's favors, because it's like, no, you know, you can't call for that, because to do that check it requires a d6, and this is not a d6 system. Therefore, the d6 rule must be this. But there is things like, you know, the different saves that you can make, the different skill checks that you can make. They're pretty much identical in Pathfinder, Starfinder, D&D. It's all like you roll the d20, you add on the skill, and tell the GM the result. Only exception is with Pathfinder 2nd edition, where it kind of is sort of like there's some way you just tell the GM your skill level, and they roll the dice because it's supposed to be secret. But again, it's pretty much exactly, you know, the skills all sound very similar. What's the difference between diplomacy, persuasion, and... I'm trying to remember one that's exclusive to one of the other systems, but I know that diplomacy is Starfinder and Pathfinder. I think it's Pathfinder. It's persuasion in D&D. Yeah, unless you're planning on making full production video of you and your friends playing D&D, I think it's a bit too much. Yeah, I think to a certain degree, with music especially, it's fine to steal from just about anywhere, as long as it's not going to be a public performance. I know that one of the things that Matt Mercer for Critical Role said was it was great when it was home games. I could play any music I wanted. When they started doing it on camera, it was like, oh, we got to make sure that we have permission for all of this stuff. Luckily, being who they are, they kind of get away with now. So, like, yeah, can we use your music? Sure, fine, just credit us. But at the same token, it's like, yeah, if you're producing it at all, you can probably get away with some copyrighted music, but you really want to be careful if it's being streamed or uploaded anywhere. We all remember these guys from the last session. They're zombies, they're slow, they take ages to get here, and they don't hit very hard when they do hit. This is pretty much just mop-up duty. It's just I kind of want to get them out of the way because one, they give a little bit of experience, and two, I think the plan is that we're going to move into this fort as the sort of like capital of our barony. So I don't want zombies lying around, or standing around. Lying, standing, who cares? They just need to all be gone. And then, now that I can actually relax and got out of the not the zombie lords, the Stag Lords lair, it's all like, okay, now I need to think of all the other stuff that I need to do. I need to go back and see that zombie who basically gave me nightmares until I agreed to do what I was going to do anyway.
Consider me provoked.
I need to report into what's her face? Names. Jalmandi, that's the name. I think I only need to do that at Olog's trading post though, so it's not the end of the world. I think one of the other things that's confusing about different systems is the term, it's when a term exists in all systems that actually means slightly different things in all systems.
This will hurt.
When it comes to Pathfinder, Starfinder, and Pathfinder 1st and 2nd edition, they all have something called flat-footed. They're all slightly different. But yeah, okay. And I suppose at some point after this, my mind is going like 200 miles an hour. So I'm jumping between conversation topics. After this, I actually have no idea what the plot is for Kingmaker. Defeat the Stag Lord, check. Set up a kingdom.
Let's try this.
Find some subjects to rule. Go convince the subjects that you're fit to rule. Who knows? Save the game. Let's check the map. Yeah, that's the edge of the map. Come up this way. Find some more zombies. Kill some more zombies. I'm actually curious to run a D6 system. I've got a settings / rulebook for a D6 system called Thunderscape. I got it on a Kickstarter, only in the PDF version. I kind of got it on a whim, and it's one of them where it's like, I bought the rulebook. God knows when I'm actually going to have time to read the rulebook, run and come up with some kind of plot, or see if there's a adventure in the back of the rulebook, and actually run it. Never mind find players for it. But yeah, Thunderscape is... I'm not entirely sure if the world existed before the video game, or whether it came about because of the video game, and then it's been adopted back into a role-playing game. But Thunderscape was... God, it's old. 95, I want to say. Yeah, 1995 at a guess. It might be a little bit older than that.
Last wishes.
Because I'm pretty sure I didn't get it brand new. Actually, no. Possibly later than 95. It had a very old feel to it, but it was very similar game mechanics to the Ultimas, so Ultima Underworlds. Yeah, you should probably back up and don't do that again. Yep, zombies miss a lot. There we go, sneak attack, killed that guy.
I'll fight if I have to.
So many zombies. But yeah, there was a steampunky with a bit of magic. I really can't remember the plot. There was some dark realm trying to take over the world. A really old video game. I wasn't very good at actually playing the video game, but it was cool. It looked cool, it sounded cool, and it took me ages to even get anywhere in it, because it's back in the old days where it's like your instruction manual is just about as big as some rule books that you get today, and being a kid at the time, I didn't want to sit through and read no instruction manuals. I wanted to play video games. So I kind of skipped reading the instruction manuals and then wondered why I was having so much difficulty playing the video game.
So it's come to this.
And as such, you know, I don't remember getting very far in the video game until sort of like much later on when I dug it out again and me and a friend started playing it. He got a little bit more obsessed with it than I did. I remember him coming around to my house and started playing it, and we had one of them kind of friendships where we'd just both sit in the same room and not speak for hours. And it was on my computer playing this video game, and I must have been doing something else or fell asleep or something, but I wake up and it's like, where the hell are you in this game? Oh, well, I did all this and went through this dungeon and I came out up over here and I think it's related to this, and it's like, I have no idea any of that even existed. Good job. Keep going. And it looked really interesting, but at the same token, it was like very difficult. Also, I don't think one of the things that didn't really help me was the fact that because every wall looked like every other wall, and my sense of direction is not the best at the best of times. I kind of glazed over a lot when it was so, oh yeah, you want to go down that and take the second left, and it's all, I don't see a second left, and I go all the way down this corridor, and you know, I'm lousy at my left and my right at the best of times. Ew, that was messy. And I just totally missed the second left. And ended up getting, you know, so like, okay, well, I got to the end of the corridor. I didn't see a second left, so it must be around this corner. You go around this corner, and you end up 5 miles away, and in a completely different postcode. And it's all like, where did you go wrong? It's all, I don't know, I'm still looking for the second left. And so just remind me, which one's your left and the right? And it's all like, this is my left? Raising the wrong hand, and it's like, that's your right. And it's all like, well, that's why I didn't see the second one.
Behind me.
Although I would actually be impressed if you could end up in a different postcode without finding a second left or right.
This is
Last zombie. Hope you all find my banal chatter interesting, because this fight is not. It's one of them weird things about zombies. They're supposed to be really creepy and scary, but they've been overplayed so much that for the most part, they're just mundane. Take the Masterwork Scimitar. There is nothing else lying around. There's 2 dead bodies over here. Remember that much. Take everything. There's a twig here. Take that. It's a heavy pick. 700 gold. That's one of the main reasons why I wanted to come around here. And that's why Cairo never became a postman. I was actually a newspaper boy for a while. I say for a while because, you know, it was a good couple of months and it was a terrible idea. It was, you know, it was back when free newspapers were still a thing. And it was something like 300 to 500 newspapers that I had to deliver in a weekend, in a small-ish area, but was just so heavily populated that, you know, it would take 300 to 500 papers, depending on who else was also slacking off, because a number of times where it's like, oh yeah, you know, we've got somebody doing, you know, they're on holiday this weekend, and so, alright, great stuff. Yeah, so can you pick up their round? It's like, sure, and it's like, here's another 300 newspapers, and it's like, well, okay then. Yeah, the main knack with that was actually just to try and fit as many newspapers into this newspaper bag as possible. Not for any other reason, but it meant that I didn't have to make as many return trips home to pick up more newspapers. And I got paid next to nothing. I seem to recall it being something like... I don't even think it was £10. See, this is, I always wanted a paper route as a kid because I wanted spending money. Fair enough. I was told no because my family was terrified I'd get stabbed. Oh, that's kind of fair enough, but by the same token, did they stop you from just generally going outside?
I'll fight if I have to.
A little bit, yes.
This should do it.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of all depends on where you are. But at the same token, I don't really think there's much chance. I was allowed 3 doors either way and couldn't cross the road until I was 14. It was a nice area, damn it. Yeah, no, I'm not criticizing where you were. I'm just sort of like, is that really, so I could appreciate there's some places where I wouldn't want my spawn going off and just wandering around. But I also would not be living in those areas for, with a kid around. But yeah, nice area. 3 doors down either way and couldn't cross the street until you were 14. Yeah, your parents were very protective. Shoot, by the age of 14, my dad didn't even know where I was most of the time. It was just like, are you coming back for tea? And it's like, probably. What do you mean, probably? And it's like, I'm going to go with no, I'm not going to be back for tea. I'll ring you up if that changes. And I say ring, you're the poster child for sheltered upbringing. I mean, I've heard worse, but sure, turn yourself into a poster child for sheltered upbringing. I want to see that poster. I mean, yeah, we didn't really have a neighborhood, and my mother didn't have, and my mother's policy was don't come inside until dark. Yeah, I mean,
You deserved it.
my mother was a little bit... My parents are divorced, and my mum and my dad had very different ways about doing this. My mother always wanted to know where I was, but like past the age of 11, it was so like, yeah, I'm going out to go to David's house. And it's like, who's David? Is one of the questions. It's like, David. I've told you about him a million times. Oh, yeah, that kid. And then I could just pretty much go wherever I wanted. The only difficulty there was if she ever decided to check up on me. Then she wouldn't find me where I was supposed to be, but 9 times out of 10 she didn't actually know
This will hurt.
where David lived, for a start, David's phone number, or anything anything about David other than that the kid was called David. So yeah, by the age of 11, I was pretty much wandering around wherever I felt, but I always knew that I had to be home at a certain time. And heaven forbid I was late, so it was one of them where it's like I couldn't go too far. But at the same token, if I started, early morning, then I could probably get halfway to Birmingham and back in that amount of time, and she wouldn't be any the wiser. But no, with my dad, it was a case of, and when I turned 13, it was all like, I'm going to go live with my dad. big massive discussion about that, but long story short was I went to go live with my dad. My dad was just all like, you know, when are you going to be back? Are you going to be back for tea? And I remember it was one summer, and I can't remember how old I was at the time, but probably 14 or 15. And it's like, alright, I'm off out, and it's like, alright, you're going to be back for tea? It's like, no, I'm probably going to be staying late over at Gary's house. And then it was like, alright, yeah, never telling your mom where you are, but she always found you. I mean, you either left a paper trail, you weren't as good at it as you thought, or she really was an FBI investigator and you just didn't know about it.
Let's try this.
But then, you know, I'd be over at my friend's house, and then it'd be so like, it'd get really dark, and I'd be so like, oh, do you mind if I just ring my dad? And I'd ring my dad. He'd be asleep on the couch, so it'd go to answer machine. And then he'd be so like, hey dad, I'm still over at my friend's house. I keep calling him McGarry, so you all kind of know the name now, but you may or may not be able to find him on the internet. I don't like using people's real names. Yeah, I put a lot of trouble into covering my tracks, but it was a small town. I mean, that's your downfall right there. What you wanted to do, if you really didn't want to be found, is just skip town. And then you really get into a lot of trouble when they do eventually find you. For any kids listening, don't skip town on your parents. It's not very nice, and you know there's worse places that you could be unless you've got a really abusive parent, in which case seek out authoritative help. There's a number of charities out there, and they'll be able to help you out and get you into a better place. I think the only time that I ever got in trouble for not telling my parents where I was rumor has it could be heard two towns over. I mean, how far apart are the towns? That's the question. Because I do know that I've managed to yell over a half mile. Because we actually knew the distance to somewhere. And I don't think I would have been very well liked, but it was a very cold and quiet night. And my friend was out and about, and I couldn't bleeding well find him. So I just called his name into the void, and it was like he eventually comes back to where he left me, and it was like I was over by this. That's like a half mile away, and it was like, yeah, I didn't know where you were. I ain't your mother, so I'm not gonna run around after you. Good times. But yeah, back to the story about, you know, so I ring up my dad late at night. He's not awake. I leave a message on the answer machine, and so hi Dad, I'm staying over at my friend's house. I'll be back maybe tomorrow. But if you don't hear from me, don't worry. If I don't call you, I keep clicking that button thinking it's just going to close the screen. And it does close the screen, but it doesn't let me leave. And yeah, so if you don't hear from me, then I won't be back for tea. And then about a week later, I ring him up, and it's like, yeah, I'll be back for tea this evening. And it's like, all right. And it's like, cool. And that was it. That's as much as he cared. It was whether or not he had to make tea for me. Right. I have killed the Stag Lord. So I can go speak to the Riverbed Nightmare, and then it's back to Oleg's. It's taking me 20 days so far. I think I will come up this way, up to Nettles Crossing, and then straight up to Oleg's. Sounds like a plan. I am curious as to how big the map shows that it's like this big, and I started all the way over here, and I'm currently here. But there was not really many turnoffs along this road, although that's now shrouded up again. And this here, it's like, I don't know how far it goes off this way. I don't know how far down. It's good. Yep. I'm not complaining or anything. I do like the fact that it might be a bigger map than I expect, but it's because there's a path going down that way somewhere. I'd laugh if it went straight around to the fort, the Stag Lords fort. Right, let's go speak to the undead guy. I think he's undead. Destroying a phylactery won't kill the lich immediately, but it is necessary to defeat the monster. Why tell me that? Why give me a hint about liches? I don't like them. And it just makes you think that there is actually a lich somewhere in the game. When you say you love liches, do you mean love them in a way that you are scared to combat them, which is great, or do you love them just... yeah, I figured not romantically, you twit. Stag Lord is dead, Pharasma awaits, farewell, Chiron. Is it you love them as a GM? You freed an innocent soul from eternal torment, Chiron. Yours is truly a noble soul. The corpse crumbles to the ground. We got a magical short spear, +1 out of that. That is pathetic.
In due time.
Did you get XP for the death of the zombie? I got 300 experience for completing his quest. I didn't get 300 experience for killing him. A small house burnt down a dozen years ago. Okay, yeah. I watched Ancient Aliens last night, and liches might be a real thing if the theories they were talking end up being true. I mean, that technically counts. I mean, if you want to look at it like that, yes, I got experience for the zombie's death, but only because I was putting him out of my misery. Watched some Ancient Aliens last night. I've not heard of Ancient Aliens, I'm afraid to say. And yeah, I mean, to a certain degree, the whole...
Need to catch my breath.
Don't suck it up, we're nearly at Oleg. The whole lich thing is like a potential if you don't mind the whole cybernetic side of things. All your characters are fatigued. Yes, I am well aware of that. I don't want to rest here. I want to get back to Oleg's. Because at Oleg's, we have a bed. And I'd rather not sleep in the dirt. But yeah, transference of consciousness. If your consciousness could be backed up and then restored to another biological form, i.e. a clone of your body, then yes, in theory, the technological lich might be a possibility. Valerie catches up with you near the trading post and touches you on the shoulder. Chiron, can I talk to you? Now that the Stag Lord is defeated, you rightfully own the stolen lands. Chamaldi Aldori will endorse you and grant you a baron's title. What will you do when you sit on the throne, Chiron? Please don't say you haven't thought about it. I've not thought about it. See, this is I've got two options here. Basically, I can be evil or I can be lawful. I don't get a chaotic option. I can flirt. Whatever happens, I hope you are by my side. I appreciate your help, and I appreciate you yourself, Valerie. I have a tech lich in my Starfinder game, but I haven't tried to roll up stats yet. If you've got Alien Archive 1, stats are fairly easy to come up with for monsters. You basically just need to figure out what CR you want to make it and then read a line, and then just apply modifiers based on, a little bit your whims, but, at least it gives you a good base to start from. Well, I'm lawful good, so this one's going to be... There's enough work to do in the Stolen Lands, running off bandits, founding a state, and protecting the common people. To be honest, I didn't expect any other answer from you. You are a noble person, Caron, and I'm glad I can serve the good... I'm glad I can serve the good of your state. Oh, good. I had a terrible feeling then. I'm thinking that the phylactery are nanite factories contained in a massive cybernetic undead planet they built out of an Omer corpse and scuttle ships. Okay. I mean, that's one... Yeah, I can see that working. I mean, you say massive cybernetic undead planet. That's gonna take a lot of corpses and scuttled ships. Not saying that it's impossible, but you're looking at a lot of things there. Maybe a smallish planet to begin with. You can make it bigger over time. Or maybe they started off small and they made it really big over time.
That is not far.
I always like the idea of the accidental lich. It's like... That's no moon, that's a ball of corpses. You accidentally become a lich because of some magical process that you just kind of stumbled into. It's been building for 4 months. I mean, I suppose it depends on what you're starting off with. But yeah, in terms of your sort of like techno lich, it's sort of like you accidentally murder the guy that you're working for, not knowing that he was going to become a lich. You're hiding in some sort of like lab of his as security forces run all about, and it's like you see this cupboard in the back, and you open it up, and it's got this sort of like sarcophagi, sort of like padding to it, and it looks somewhere great that you could hide, and nobody would hide somewhere that creepy. You go in, you close the door, something accidentally turns on the power, and it backs you up mentally, but drains your soul away. You feel a little bit hollow inside, you feel very remorseful, and you don't want to come out and say it. But then, it starts eating away at you, you feel hollow inside, you eventually figure to commit suicide, and when you do, the next morning you wake back up in that sarcophagi. And it's like, well, shit. I guess I'm a lich now. Yeah, that's a interesting way of doing it. What am I doing here? I'm just wandering past these people. Sorry, I got distracted. The Stag Lords is let's share news with Olak. Okay, let's share news with Olak. He's outside, I believe. An entire migrating pod of Omer that mysteriously died, and then within weeks was spitting out undead cybernetic automata. I really like the lore and mechanics behind the undead monsters and becoming undead in Starfinder. I think most of the undead in Starfinder, it tends to go one of two ways. That are either occult or cybernetic. The cybernetic undead is kind of cool. I like. The occult undead, it's kind of so like, eh. Basically, if you just die traumatically, then you get to become some form of undead. Right. The Stag Lord is gone. We found his fortress and sent the villain to oblivion. And good riddance. Maybe now we'll actually be able to actually live in the Stolen Lands rather than just surviving. Without a doubt, more people will flock here now. It'll surely boost trade and all the noise they'll bring with them. Well, that's none of your concern. I bet you can't wait to return to Restov and report your great victory. Restov awaits. I plan to set off right away, or I still have some unfinished business here. I am going to do a little bit of side questing. Techno Lich sounds like an awesome name for a DJ. Their phylactery is an equal pressed vinyl hidden away in their collection. You are a bunch of star hipsters dedicated to finding this legendary pressing. The Tech Lich just wants to keep getting wedding gigs, maybe get on local radio. I'm having a hard time trying to figure out how to make my Evo doors seem not like the Joker. I mean, you could do very edgelord emo style Evitors, I think. I'm trying to remember my lore. Here's some art. I gotta switch over to my other computer just to click that. Okay, I do not recognize that art at all. You did mention something about homebrewed and splicing in some of the stuff. He's about to drop the beat. Right, so stop distracting me, chat, for a moment. I want to think. I've got 66 days. 3 months to conquer the Stolen Lands. Do I want to go take care of Tuskgutter and get the Fangberry for Brockton in the Spider Cave? It might be an option. I think I'm probably going to do that. Let's first of all sell off junk. Because selling junk is always fun. Show me the wares. Order by type. Agile Rapier. No. Kiriki, no. Glaive, no. Bow. Masterwork Club. Light Crossbow. God knows why I'm carrying around some of these things. Masterwork Axe. Dagger. Punch Dagger. Axe. Scimitar. Short sword. Covering. Oh yeah, offer the junk. That's something that we can do. See, it's curious that it's not junked the toy dragon and the toy knight. It's a curiosity. Mandibles of a huge spider. Sounds terrible. Right. Great Club, don't think we need bastards. Or, no. Short spear now. Shield now. The only person who carries a shield. A laser lich. I'd like to do a cybernetically enhanced omnivore as a council living as like the priests. I mean, it depends. You know, it seems though the emotivores died under extreme emotion, and you want a council of them. It could be quite interesting having, you know, sort of like a council of sort of like 7 that basically died from. That is just linked to lasers and liches. It's not actually much in the way of art other than some monsters. You might want to try that link again. And yeah, okay. I will have to check because I'm out later. Stag Lords Broken Charm. See, why not sell that? Hide armor, that can go. Hide armor +2, padded armor +1, studded leather armor, wand of bane, wand of lead blades, crumpled letter. I'm curious to see. Ooh, this guy's got new stock, or I've not come across this stock before. Belt of giant strength, belt of incredible dexterity, and belt of mighty constitution. Curiouser and curiouser. I mean, heavy pick. Nobody's using heavy picks. Right, so deal with that, and then let's check. Okay, do you have a cloak? You have a cloak. Do you have a cloak? You don't have a cloak. Here, have a cloak. Right, your armor, you can't wear armor. You can wear armor, but it would interfere with your wizardry stuff. You've got a chain shirt +1, which is AC 5, 2, and 4. Okay. You are medium armor. That's a 6, that's a 7. Right, and you're heavy armor, and you're already in full plate +1, so you're not going to get much better. Right. Show me your wares. Sell. Deal. Not entirely sure of what I'm supposed to be doing with half of these things. Mine is lever. Mandibles of a huge spider. They don't seem to be needed for anything. It doesn't tell me they're needed for anything, but it's one of the things I don't think. It looks like someone's trying to create their own TTRPG. It hasn't hit Kickstarter yet. I mean, some cases they're just trying to throw a bunch of ideas at the wall and see what sticks. Seems weird that you're advertising and then sort of like got a website for it if you're not actively trying to sell it. I'll be sort of like, here's a thing. Because I'm pretty sure once you release it into public domain, not only does it become a little bit more difficult to control in general, it also, you know, it starts ticking down clocks in certain respects about, you know, being able to copyright it and it being yours and explicitly yours. Although I suppose that's better than doing the flip side of it, where you come up with a great idea, sit on it, and then 6 months later somebody else comes out with a great idea, and it's like, if I'd only have copyrighted that beforehand. Right, do we have anything interesting in the armor We do not. Do we have anything interesting in the weapons? Not excessively. There's a lot of M's for Masterworks. Nope. We do have these things. I mean, I can buy all 6 of them. I don't think I can actually afford all 6. Wow, 24,000 gold. I mean, I could buy all 3 of one and then 3 of the other later on. But I don't know who'd want what. Right. I think I've got 11 healing potions. I think I'm out of cure light wounds scrolls. So I'm gonna buy some more of them because they're useful.
How may I serve you?
Services. Just give me the shop. How do I get the shop? There we go. Cure light wounds. See, sometimes these things don't make sense because I'm gonna be using them outside of combat. Oh, I can only buy 89 of them, and then he's out of them. But it's only a couple of thousand gold. And then I'd have to go into the cure moderate wounds. You know what? It's only a couple of thousand gold. I'm going to buy 89 scrolls, which actually weighs 17.5 pounds. Yeah, I'm not going to buy that many, actually. I'm going to buy 40 of them, though. 30 of them. 30 of them. 30 of them. Oh, shoot. Number went the wrong way. Right, move them all back. What's the difference between this stack and this stack? Oh, cure wounds mass. I just want the cheap ones. And I just want 30 of them. Buying the scrolls because they're cheaper than healing potions. Deal. 750 gold on lousy healing. Yeah, I think to a certain, for better or worse, with the whole fact that the internet exists now, you get access to a lot more stuff. I was just wondering if I could tell Svetlana that her friend, sister, daughter, forgot what a relation it was, is dead. Apparently I can't. Probably a good thing. Saving the game. Resting in a bed. Nobody's talked to me in my sleep. Right. So let's go take care of the side questing. Because you never know with these kind of games whether, one, it's just part of the experience grind that's really worthwhile doing, or else you'll hit a brick wall, or if it'll actually be sort of like once you get past a certain step, you lose access to those things. And seeing as though one of these is actually related to Amri's companion quest. Can I just go there? No, I can't just go there. Okay, down a bit, down a bit, down a bit more. Watch the path be on the other side. No, there we go. Fangberry Cave. Do I want to enter this location? No, not really. There's spiders here. Somebody already spoiled it for me. But yeah, internet, great. Instant access to lots of things. You can get Dungeons and Dragons online. You can get Starfinder, Pathfinder, a whole raft of role-playing games online. And then you can also get Kickstarters. Nothing against Kickstarters. I have invested in Kickstarters. But at the same token, you go on Kickstarter and you will find some weird things. It's nice that it's on Kickstarter because they're weird things, and some of the really weird things just don't see the light of day because it's like, yes, we didn't get enough money for this, so I'm going to not release my idea because you are an unworthy load of people. And it's like, no, it was just a bad idea. There's lots of deers here. There's also a dead kobold. With onions, a healing potion, a mirror, a pocket mirror, and some nuts, and 24 gold. I shall take it.
As it should be.
But yeah, you know, Drive-Thru RPG is a great place for some stuff. My main problem, to a certain degree, though, is it's trying to separate the wheat from the chaff. You know, it's a lot of players make content, creative content that makes for some good quality life items and modules, and it's all like, yes, it's great and whatnot, but at the same token, it's all you're looking at two things, and it's like hundreds of items, random tables, blah blah blah, and it's like, all right, it's only $1, I'll have a crack at that, and you pick it open and it's just basically random stuff. There's typos everywhere, and it's like, well, this isn't actually going to help me excessively. Yes, I could clean it up, but it's not really what I was kind of after here. And then you go away and go to some other places, and it's not like people are giving it away for free. Because rather than charging $1 for it, and it's really good quality stuff. But then, you know, as a GM, I don't mind people who do. But for me, when I'm GMing, it's all like I don't want to be sifting through ream after ream of documents that, you know, it's like, oh, I'd like to make this fancy schmancy character with all these cool abilities, and it's like, great stuff, okay, yeah, like the sound of that, but it requires all these third-party materials, and it's like, it's gonna have to be a no for me, because I don't want to sit here for hours and read through it and make sure that it's all balanced. Does take a little research to find the good stuff, but you can sort by indie publishers too. Yeah, and you know, there's plenty of ways of finding new stuff out there, and I'm not saying that, you know, it's all shite or it's all, you know, terrible stuff that you should never touch with a barge ball. There's a rock here that's got a silvered embroidered purse that I'm taking, and a silvered inkwell from a rock. I feel like I've just mugged a rock. Yeah, organisation, proofreading, and also to a certain degree, you know, I won't mind if sort of like a page, just at the back of it is sort of like, I've introduced this new series of feats that have these power levels, they have these prerequisites, and is comparable to this set of feats that is the official publicly play-tested series of feats. And it's all, you can quickly look at it and go, yeah, that seems balanced. Rather than it's all like, okay, yeah, it's modifying this like this and this like this, and it's all, okay, now I need to go away and do the math to see how broken that is. And then compare it to something else of an equivalent power level and see how it fits in there. And you know, I've seen some people come out with some really cool ideas, but ultimately just break things because they didn't think it through and they didn't crunch the numbers. And I appreciate, you know, not everybody's good at numbers and not everybody wants to sit around and crunch the numbers. That's fine. But if you're going to publish it for the general audience, having a page at the back says, I've not done the numbers, but here's my reasoning, and I've play tested it with this group and it seems reasonably balanced, that's fine. At least then you can be solid, well, you know, he's play tested it with a bunch of people. I could just mean that everybody's kind of broken, but he's compared it to these other items and it kind of looks balanced. I'm trying to remember the most broken thing that I've seen, and I can't quite remember it off the top of my head, but it was like this one GM where they liked introducing, I mean, if Crit Commissions is around, she can probably regale us with some awful, terrible tales about that GM that we had way, way back. But yeah, just something that makes it easier for a GM to go, yes, this is balanced, this is fine. I'm going to incorporate it into my game. And tweak as necessary, because I appreciate, it's like any third-party material should be covered with a bit of a clause that says your GM may seek to tweak this from time to time, just to be sure and make sure that it is balanced for the game that they are running. Okay. After that bit of a discussion, I've just realised that my coffee cup is empty. We are halfway through this 3-hour play session. I am actually going to take a quick break. It's going to be a 10-minute break. Feel free to get up, run around, go elsewhere, watch something else on Twitch. But I'll be back in 10 minutes. So if you want to continue joining me here, which Baldur's Gate game? The first, Shiznit's just arrived. Don't want to run off on him just as he arrives. Which Baldur's Gate game? Is that the third or the first one? Because if it's Baldur's Gate 3, I don't know too much about it, but I'm pretty sure somebody in my community has played it. Third early access. I'm trying to remember who it is that's played it. If you poke around the Geeks for Good Discord, I'm pretty sure somebody was discussing it not too long ago. Yeah, I think they might have been able to get it on early beta before the early access. I'm not sure. I'm kind of dubious because it went Baldur's Gate 2, brilliant games, Neverwinter Nights, lousy game in my humble opinion. So I'm a little bit burnt on that sort of like franchise, but it's by Lazarian, I think it's Lazarian Studios, off the top of my head, who did the Divinity series of games. Not helping you on the whole Baldur's Gate thing, but if it is Lazarian Studios, they did the Divinity series. Yeah, older version, maybe one. If it was just Baldur's Gate or you've got Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate Shadows of Arm. And yeah, they were great games. I still recommend them to anybody who wants to play, this kind of game, the Pathfinder Kingmaker style of game. You've got a party, you're wandering around, looks pretty, recommend it. The original 2 Baldur's Gates. But then they came out with same studio, nearly the same publisher, can't remember, with Neverwinter Nights, and it was awful. So I kind of got burnt, but yeah, if Baldur's Gate 3 is by Lazarian Studios, they do the Divinity series, and they're pretty good games. A little bit buggy, and sometimes they break the fourth wall, which it's okay as long as you're expecting it and appreciate that kind of humor. But sometimes it's like you're really getting immersed. You're really feeling the immersiveness of the game, and then somebody says something to break the fourth wall, and it's like, well, okay, yeah, I'm back in my room. I'm playing a video game. Yeah. Hopefully they've not done that with Baldur's Gate, but you never know. Neverwinter Nights 2, I would have liked to have played, but it's kind of came out in a period where I wasn't really playing this style of game. I own it, but never really got into it, and by the time I got back around to playing it, there was a lot of bugs because of, just differences in hardware. I know that I think it's got an enhanced edition by yeah, I forgot the name of the studio. I want to say Bullfrog, but it's not Bullfrog. But yeah, it's Beamdog. There we go. They might. I think. I'm not sure if Beamdog have done the enhanced edition for Neverwinter Nights too. It's one of them that I won't mind, but again, there's so many out there. And there's only so many hours in a day to play video games. Anyway, I am going to take a 10-minute break. Like I say, don't go anywhere, but if you want to go somewhere, then go. You have my permission. I'm not going to be solid. I'll be right back, and don't you dare go anywhere. No, go up, go get a coffee, whatever you want. And I shall be back in about 10 minutes. All right. I would play some music, but I've not figured that bit out yet, so enjoy some background noise from Pathfinder Kingmaker. All right, daddy bye.